Today I'm going to be showing you how I did these cow print press-on nails, and I'm going to be reading you a Am I the Asshole Reddit story that I read today. I'm going to let you guys know my feelings on it, but also you guys can let me know in the comments what you think. So the title of this thread is called Am I the Asshole for Not Wanting to Call My Daughter by Her quote black unquote name. So let's get right into it. So the person writing this, it says, is a 36-year-old female. The daughter at this time of writing is a 16-year-old female. So it just starts by saying, my daughter was born at a complicated moment of my life. I had left my parents' home in Vermont and ended up working as a maid in a hotel in Miami. I'm not ashamed, but it was not nice. It was there where I met a black man named Oscar. He wasn't rich or anything, but he offered me a certain security and love in a moment I was feeling really alone and hopeless. We moved in together and I got pregnant. Our baby was born and Oscar named her Taisha. I was okay with that name at the time. So nowhere, by the way, you guys, nowhere in the story does it say the race of the woman writing this. I kind of looked through some of the thread and comments and didn't find it either, but all we know so far is she was working in Miami, she met Oscar, and Oscar is a black man. I don't know the mother's race, but okay, let's continue. When she was only 3, she's talking about Taisha, Oscar was arrested for drug trafficking and sentenced to 15 years in prison. I decided to not let that destroy my life or my daughter's future. It was hard, but I got a new job as a waitress and did my best to raise my girl alone until I reconnected with my parents and they started to help us more. At first, I felt bad for Oscar, but I came to realize that he only had himself to blame for how he ended up. Not only he broke the law, but he also could have put me and our daughter in danger. I stopped calling her by her birth name because it reminded me too much of Oscar, and I started calling her Taylor. I didn't legally change her name. Sorry, there's a lot of spelling errors in this. So basically at this point, did she marry Oscar? No, it doesn't say that they were married, but basically she had moved in with him. He was trafficking drugs and got sentenced to prison when the daughter was 3. So at this point, I guess Taisha, the name somehow reminded her too much of Oscar. I mean, yeah, it's Oscar's daughter. So I think Taylor or Taisha, wouldn't it remind you of your daughter's father? I don't know. But anyway, her name's Taylor now. She's a waitress. She's living a new great life. And now she's basically living with her parents. Okay. I never had any contact with Oscar after he was arrested or tell Taylor the truth about her father. I always wanted to tell her when she would be mature enough, and at some point I decided that moment would be at 16. So, when after her last birthday in February, I explained to her the whole story, and she was shocked, of course. At first, she didn't do anything about it, but a few months later, she said that she wanted to talk to her father, and she had researched about him, how to arrange a call with an inmate in Florida, and we decided to do it. I didn't like the idea at all, but I didn't stop her. I don't know how the call actually went or what did they say to each other. Taylor didn't say much about it and didn't really want to know. She seemed to be happy about it. She said that she planned to talk with her father again at some point and send him a letter. A few days after the call, she told me that she would prefer for me and others to call her Taisha again. I thought that was very dumb because she didn't have any memory of being called that when she was a baby. Also, she had always known that was her legal name but never complained about being called Taylor. I ignored her and kept calling her Taylor. She didn't like that, and we have been arguing about this issue a lot. My father agrees with me, so that's Taisha's grandpa. My father agrees with me, although he had mostly avoided the conflict by just calling her darling, as he usually does. But my mom thinks I should respect my daughter's preference regarding how she is named. My daughter has recently insinuated that not wanting to call her by her real and black name is racist somehow, which I think is beyond stupid. She never cared. Sorry, it cut off. She never cared about being black in her life. Race has never been an issue in our family. And you guys, I'm saying black that way because black is in quotations. Every time she mentions it, it's in quotations. So she had never cared about being black in her life. Race has never been an issue in our family. I can't avoid thinking all of this because something Oscar said to her. Am I the asshole? Okay, so that's kind of a lot. I think really Taisha, if she wants to be called Taisha, you just call her Taisha. Like, what's the point of like you getting annoyed as a mother of what your child wants to be called and just saying, no, I'm going to call you Taylor? Well, one, you already made that decision. Well, you made the decision to name her Taisha, then decided to call her Taylor, and now herself wants to be called Taisha, and you are like annoyed or upset about that. That part doesn't really make sense to me. I wouldn't say you're an asshole, but it's really like not a big deal. Like, I don't see how you can be annoyed by her wanting to be called Taisha when you changed her name, and that's not your name. Like, who cares if she doesn't remember being called that? Like, if I decided to tell my friends and family I want to be called Molly Maid or something, I don't know why I said Molly Maid, but you know what I mean? Like, why would anyone be annoyed? It's my life, my name, and since you felt she was old enough to tell her all this information at 16, you should feel that she's old enough to make that decision as well. It seems like there's still a lot of resentment and hurt about Oscar, which makes sense, like, for you personally, but I wouldn't bring that into your children. You said you didn't want to do that. That's why you started this new life. So, yeah, I mean, I think with the quote-unquote black and comments like that, I'm really curious if the mother is black or what race. I guess it doesn't matter. For my opinion on this, it doesn't matter what skin color she is, but just like kind of the way this is written and the wording and like the quotes and stuff and how she said she never cared about being black in her life. I mean, I'm biracial and I'm pretty sure like most black people or any person kind of cares about that. Like, that's a big part of who you are, no matter what your background or race is. It just is. But yeah, that's that story here. It seems like my kind of view on it is what most of the commenters' views on it was as well. So let me know what you guys think, but we will get back to the nails here. Alright, so early in the video I did show you guys kind of my inspiration. I'm sorry I didn't link the person who made this because this was a screenshot I had on my phone from months ago, and it probably was from like a Facebook group, so they didn't have any watermarks and I could not remember who posted that picture. But I like to make my designs a little bit different. I didn't have that photo also to look at when I was creating these. That's why like my print is a little bit smaller, because I do see a lot of cow print and they make like the colored parts much bigger than I did. But I really liked how these turned out. I actually made a full set, so both hands for myself, because I did wear these out for my birthday. That was really nice. They stayed on really well. You guys, I have a video before this where I show how I make my acrylic nails, so I just kind of go more in depth and show you the products. And I do not use builder gel and I do not use acrylic, so I just use gel polish, and they are thick enough for me. They don't bend, they don't break. I've been wearing press-on nails, both store-bought, custom ones that I made, and customs that I've tried from other brands, and I just really, really enjoy it. It's a lot like less heavy on my nails as well, so I like that. But yeah, thank you guys if you got this far in the video. I really, really appreciate it. It is so relaxing and honestly so much fun creating these videos. Obviously making the nails is like a whole therapy for me in itself, but actually making this content and getting to interact with some of you guys is always really, really great. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I will link all the colors below. This is a different like full cover tip than I've used before. I think I got these on Amazon for like $8, so I'll be linking those. Before I use the Nails by Dev, I still like those. I just wanted some tapered square, and Amazon was super quick to get them to me. And then these colors, I want to say there's 42 colors in there, and there's also base coat, top coat, matte top coat, everything. And I absolutely love it. The only thing is they're super small, but if you want to try out colors, I will definitely link that big set below. I also do like my community posts, so I'll link like new stuff I order on Amazon, like once it's shipping to me, and then I usually make a video of those products. So I know I made a post about this specific set as well. So if you want to try out some different colors, I would definitely highly suggest that. It was very, very affordable, and all the colors are really pretty, and I like the consistency. That's really important for me with the gel polish, is the consistency and how they just glide onto the nail. I do want to add, you guys, I had a lot of trouble with wrinkling after curing my nails and streaking. What I have found is if you have a UV lamp that has 3 different settings, let's say 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 90 seconds, do not use the 90 seconds. It is a lower setting on the lamp. Of course, read your lamp's instructions, but for mine and many others, the 90 seconds is a lower setting. So it's not actually, I don't know if flash curing is the word, but it will cause wrinkling. So if you want to do it for 90 seconds, click the 30-second button 3 times. Don't wait a super long time. Like when you click 30 seconds and it's done, click it again right away, or just put it in, and stop it at 90 seconds. I would never use that 90-second button. It gave me so much trouble. But here you'll see I'm putting top coat, no streaking, and even these brown parts were even thick. You should not be putting gel on thick, but I did not have streaking because I used the 30 seconds. Sometimes I do it for 90 or even 120 seconds, and it comes out perfect. I'm so glad I got that down, and I'm happy that I can share that information with you guys. And here we are with the finished product. Thank you guys again for watching, and let me know what you think about the Am I an Asshole story. Let me know below.